Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Toure, thank you for testifying.
Yes.
You may have heard me earlier talk about statistics.
Yes.
And I'm always going to look at statistics with a jaded eye.
Yeah.
But you just volunteered facts.
Okay.
Help me understand what those facts are, what those statistics are, and because I'm a rather simple person, help me understand what the impact's been that people would realize.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, for one, most of our work, every year we take the cities that have the most homicides. And again, as I stated before, most of those cities that have the higher levels of homicide have more gun control, more of the racist practice of gun control. Because let's be very clear, that's what gun control was started to be, and the outcomes are still the same. I want to make sure we clear on that first. So we go to those areas like Chicago. You know, someone earlier kept mentioning that these bans somehow worked. And the areas that they have these extra rules, they mentioned California, they mentioned New York, they mentioned New Jersey. California has all of the gun control laws. They are disproportionately impacted in black and brown communities, as well as they lead the league in mass shootings. So clearly, that's false. So when we're talking about data and going to these places and picking the places where those homicides are, right? When we started our work in 2016 for numbers, we only did classes in Philadelphia. That's the only place. We didn't have any money to raise because we're crowdfunded. We don't take, big donations from big organizations, just crowdfunded. We only did those classes in Philadelphia. In the year 2016, Philadelphia had the lowest violent crime that it had since 1979. That's not an opinion. That's not a feeling. That is a fact. Those are hardcore data. And the inverse of that is in the year 2021, when we did 0 classes in Philadelphia, Philadelphia had the most homicides that it had ever, 562 unfortunate homicides. So the issue here is education, safe and responsible firearms ownership, not adding more restrictions. Again, Philadelphia, if we're using that as the litmus test here, Philadelphia is an anti-gun city and a very pro-gun state. Philadelphia also has the most homicides of any city in the state of Philadelphia. So that's just kind of a light understanding of the work and some of the impact that we've had.
Okay, thank you. You said something fairly provocative I'm going to seize on. Over the years, we've had dialogues where certainly I'm of the opinion, as are many of my colleagues, that there is a disparate impact on minority, black and brown communities with these laws.
Yeah.
And I can say why I believe that. But you just said gun control is racist.
Yeah.
Gun control in general?
Gun control in general. And we're not just talking about when it was started during the black codes. We're not talking about when the state of North Carolina changed their state constitution to say every able-bodied white man, when it just said man. We're not even talking about that far back. We can talk about now. We talked about the state of California. When you get a license to carry, that is a state-issued license from that state. But unfortunately, for some reason in Compton, Oakland, areas heavily populated by black and brown people, the license to carry issuance rate is very, very low. But if my friends that live in Beverly Hills, that live in Oak C, Brentwood, their issuance rate is very, very high. Same state, different demographic. The outcomes are the same when you're talking about being charged, when you're talking for possession. Because let's be clear, as a firearms instructor, I want guys and women that use firearms improperly to not defend life. I want them locked under the jail. I want to be very clear about that. But we're not talking about guys that just robbed, raped, or killed. We're talking about guys that simply have a firearm. That is in alignment with the racist practice of gun control. That's why it was created in America. It's not even an argument. I'm open to anyone that has a different perspective, but a perspective and a fact are two different things.
Okay, thank you.